then the red light will go on. When that goes off, we go racing. It's on. Side by side through turn 7 and 8 onto the front stage. Hit Coffee, hang on, to the line.
After countless hours of preparation and planning, we're finally here. And it's a glorious spring morning. First job, unpack everything and set up our pits. As usual, we're pitted next to Lachlan Thomas from Vegan Nurse Racing. This year he's brought 3 Escorts along, and the pink one is still being finished at the track. Lachlan's cars are always quick, and this latest one has a special Devon tweak in the fuel tank. You can call the man a lot of things, but tight ass is probably the most accurate. Every historic race meeting on the planet has to have a race mini sitting on the grass. It really sets the atmosphere. I love Thursday at the Historics, watching all the cool cars roll in. Check out these Elfins. Brave men drove these things flat out on very dangerous tracks. Check out the wheels and tyres, so cool. This is Mick Cross's Chev-powered Rover. Like all owner builders, it was a massive effort to get it ready. But a great car, awesome driver and a fairly decent bloke. One of the prettiest open wheelers at the meeting. It's beautifully presented. It's a car you just feel you want to jump in and do some laps in. We'll head out for a walk along the tarmac pits now. Look at all these cool cars. This is where all the Group A and Group C cars are pitted. Every one of them is the real deal. Some absolutely iconic 70s hardware here. Perkins VK, the fastest VK in the world, and a great sounding engine for a Holden. But this sounds incredible, and it's a BMW. Lots of epic treasures to look at under the carport. And check out that spring sky. Here's our tool teammate Greg. He's parked up in the posh end of the pits. Escort is looking stunning. And finally, these cars are starting to hit the track. You can really feel Baskerville come to life now. There's nothing like the sound of race cars at the track. Let's turn the music down and have a listen. Well, at last, it's time to head out. That is the legendary Lachlan Thomas. Now, he reckons he's not a tool. Time to test the car and see what we have underneath us. Doesn't matter how many times you do it, but first time driving out the track, so good. We're really just looking to ease into it here. You've got to remember, I've probably only spent about an hour total driving the car. It's feeling and sounding pretty damn sweet. Some guys like to go flat out from the get-go, but I like to build up to my lap time. It's just a practice session. And here we're coming up on our teammate Greg. He's running in the under 2 litre class. And there's a friendly chop. It's okay. We've got more cylinders, so we'll give him a wave as we pass him up the hill. Cheers, mate. It's now pretty late in the afternoon and we're going to head out for another test session. It's also a bit wet and greasy this time. We've also been told one of the Group C cars has let go in a pretty big way. There you go, you can see all the cement dust they've had to put down to cover up that oil slick. So no chance for any heroic lap times today, we're just going to get a bit more seat time. We're out with the high-powered sports sedan, so check that out down the straight. So fast. Sadly that car had brake failure the next day down there and massive accident. Thankfully the driver walked away okay though. These sports sedans are out on sticks in the wet. And that's the end of day one. The car was great, and as you can see by the brake dust, we've got front brakes. Well, this is what we call peak spring in Tasmania. It can be stunning, and it can also be this. Crap. And some guys are always braver than others. It's Pat Reed, cutting some laps in an epic car, on slicks. While it's definitely pretty wet, it's still better than being at work. So I may as well go for a trudge around the pits and have a squeeze. Wouldn't be a race meet without some daddos. That's Greg and Lachlan doing some Escorts. I really love these home-built Clubmans. We've actually got an upcoming tool project where we're going to build one, so keep an eye out for that. Glorious Austin Healey 3000, beautiful. Now we've got the Group A boys and girls going out for a bit of a practice before qualifying this afternoon. As you can see, the weather's now pretty set in, so I don't think it's going to stop raining. I've got no idea what this grid is worth, but it has to be up there, doesn't it? Here's Callan Thomas getting to go out with the Group N boys. These are the under 3 litre cars. That's Callan, his brother there, and the pink one. Very talented driver. That's probably Phil talking about my BMW. These cars are all beautifully repaired, but look at them, they're just having such a crack out there. It's great to watch, good to see. Greg's getting ready to go out in the Escort, but you can see the Toyota lurking in the background there. Just checking tyre pressures, so important in the wet. I was actually all suited up and ready to go out in this practice session, but that Commodore we saw yesterday had a huge crash right here at the end of the straight, probably around 200 kilometres an hour into that wall. I've decided I'm not going to risk the car. It's just a nothing practice session. We'll have a couple of laps in qualifying and hopefully it'll be dry. Greg loves driving this car in the wet, and all week he's been doing a rain dance, hoping for rain. Here we go, he's got it. Good fun? And now I've got the mighty Toyota preparing to go out. It was a bit of an effort from Julian to get it ready, but he got it there in the end. We've just worked out she's got an alternator problem here, but that's no showstopper. We'll get her out. Four of us built this car a few years ago, and now it's done well over 3,000 laps around Baskerville. Such a great thing. We'll be doing a dedicated video on this one pretty soon. And yes, I did exactly one lap in qualifying and forgot to turn the GoPro on. But there you go, photographic evidence.
We're going where the sun shines brightly. We're going where the sea is blue.
And look at that. Day 3 and the Tassie weather has dialed it up to 10. Everything looks stunning in the morning spring light. So it's time to get those garages ready, get the cars prepped, and let's go racing. As I walked past this, it gave a huge backfire and pretty much left me deaf for the rest of the weekend. Here's a couple of legends. Good blokes, great cars. So we made it to day 3. We've got 3 healthy cars, so let's get them out there and have a bit of a crack. First up, we've got Julian heading out for his regularity run in the Toyota. He's got a genuine shot to win this over the weekend. Look at all those colours on this beautiful spring morning. There we go, blue steel. This is a really high camera angle, but it gives a great sense of how you kind of float the car from apex to apex. It's all about keeping that momentum in a low-powered car. And look at the concentration in Julian's eyes. We all love to get out of the car and tell a few war stories at the end of a great run. But next, Greg and I go out for the second Muscle Car Cup race. just about hold on to the back of Phil. A few tweaks and I reckon we might be able to dial it in for an attack in the next one. We had a great feel of small Fords that got their own race at the meeting. Even a couple of the Group C cars joined us for what turned out to be probably one of the best races of the meeting. A huge shout out to all the officials and the marshals that worked the dummy grid over the weekend. Not only were they ultra professional and made sure that we're as safe as possible before heading out onto the track, they were also bloody entertaining. Here we go, we can see Greg on the first lap, really getting in there and mixing it up. Having a great dice for these first couple of corners and down into the S's. Certainly giving that Capri on the left there a fair bit of space and room. Now we're going to have a ride with Adrian Wilson in his glorious Cortina. Beautifully presented car. Sounds a treat too. Great respectful racing here. Side by side, giving each other plenty of room. Lovely move up on the inside there by Krabby in the Capri. It's another great car. Here we go under brakes here. Really tipping it in. Feeding the power in. There we go, whoosh, away we go. Gets a really good run through here. We're going to have a dive down the inside. Have a bit of a look. Can we make it stick? Yep. Oh, it gets us back up the hill again. Lap after lap, these guys are just clawing at each other. Good to see. Here we go, the Group C, Capri up the inside. Come on, get into it, Adrian. Look at this side, the little Cortina under brakes. Big car on slicks ahead. Yeah, that's it. That's the way. Get in there, mate. Brilliant race. And a great way for us to end day 3. And here we are, we've made it to day 4. We're all tired and it's been a long slog to get here. We've got 3 healthy cars and the first one out is the Toyota. Let's take you for a lap on what it looks like around Baskerville. Here we go, tipped in nice and tight here. Let it float out to the outside. We're going to duck in onto the left here, hit that apex. That's it, nice and tight. Float the car out, not too wide. We'll get as close to this fence as possible, then we're going to tip it in under the Corolla. Beautiful work. Hit that apex. Down through the S's here. You can overcook it so easily through this bit. That's the way, Julian. Tip her in, using every bit of the track here. Got to keep that momentum up in the Toyota. See if we can get past these minis. That's the way, all that momentum. Head up the hill. This is the most boring part in this car. You eat your sandwich. Phone your mum and tip it in blind on that apex, float her out wide, head down here as quick as we can. Always catches you out a bit here, but we tip it through. It's tighter a corner than you think it is. Onto the straight, so important to get that extra speed. Whatever you carry out through that corner, you get back at the end of the straight. Wave to our friends and family on the hill there. Into the braking zone. Right on the 50-metre board in this car. Bang, bang. Tip it in again. Lovely work, Julian. Great lap. Beautiful. Another 10 of those and I reckon we're going to win this. How good's this? Eggenberger liveried Corolla looking like a Ford Sierra. And the car that beat it, VL Commodore, number 10, Bathurst 87. Even the Group C guys have come out to have a look. Group A guys are there too. Beautiful. Check this out, Can-Am. Look at that, stunning. Absolutely stunning. And as we head back up to my pits, I'm going to stop by and just watch the open wheeler cars head out. Love these things. Another beautiful morning here at Baskerville. Forecast looks like it might get a bit shitty later on, but there you go, that's Tassie. Aren't these cars fantastic? Such an iconic array of historic open wheelers and sports cars heading out, clubbies, Formula Vs, Formula 4s, Formula 2. We've even got an Indy car back there. Just brilliant. And now for a bit of a treat, we're going to ride on board with Lachlan. Had a bit of a problem on Saturday and blew a diff, which is unusual for Lachlan. He's normally pretty good with diffs. Loves to talk about diffs. Here we go, look at that Volkswagen. Isn't that fantastic? Anyway, because of that, he's got to start off the back of the grid. So we're going to ride along on the first lap. Watch a bit of fairly neat driving from the old Callan Thomas. Fun was that? You can watch the whole race on his YouTube channel and the link is below. And now it's time for our second last Muscle Car Cup race. I've adjusted the tyre pressure, so hopefully I can give Phil a bit of a crack this race. Greg's looking pretty neat, but he's really struggling in these dry conditions. Just needs that little bit more power to keep up with the other cars in his class. It's quite a bit cooler now, so we've really got to try and get some heat into these tyres and the brakes. Here we go, Greg heading out. Got a different camera view on the car today, so we should see a lot more action than we did on the other view we had yesterday. And away we go. Here we go, Ben Lockley on the left there. Gets a great start. Really good competitor, Ben. Had quite a few dices with him over the years. Every time I get a quicker car, he gets one too. A lot of development's gone into that Tirana. Luckily we've got the inside here, so we'll nip down. Ben gives us plenty of room, he's a good racer. Then we watch Greg get away, beautiful start. Very good reaction time there. You can see here, just needs that little bit of extra power, but once they bunch up in the corner here, Greg's going to catch them right up on the back. Should be able to duck in here, have a bit of a crack at them. Look at that. Down we go. This Escort, the handling is superb through those S's. Let's put some pressure on the RX-7 before we head up the hill. But sadly in my car I'm discovering that the changes I've made have given me some chronic understeer. I'm really starting to drop the pack here. Already that gap's too big, so it's time to watch out for the back, play a bit of a rear guard action and just try and salvage a points finish. Greg's trying to stay within striking distance of this RX-7 up the front. Just needs that little bit of extra power. There we go, look at that, it's got him under pressure here. Keeping the car quite tight through here, but we're just understeering under the bridge, so I've got to back off. Both of us are left scratching our heads. What can we do in the last race? Just need that bit of extra speed. And while we think about it, we'll head out on the grid walk and check out these cars. You can stick your head right in the window and have a good close-up look. It's one of the things we love about this meeting. It's great for the spectators, great for the competitors. It's great for everyone. But what wasn't great for me was the last race was wet. In fact, it was very wet. And I was starting to regret not doing all that practice on Friday. And yep, definitely apprehensive. But in the Escort, Greg was definitely feeling a lot more comfortable than I was. This track was wet. So we gave it a gentle start, making sure not to stall. And we've just got to feel our way around, make sure we've got some grip, and see what the car feels like. Great. Really, really great. And I was starting to feel more confident with every corner. Just got to settle in, find a rhythm, and we'll be good. Motorsport is cruel. As we came onto the straight, and I changed into fifth, this happened. We've blown a coil. Massive miss. Just trying to rev it and clear it. We're done. That's it. But finally, the rain that Greg wanted was here, and he was having the race of his life. Ducking and weaving, he had grip everywhere. This car was built for these conditions. Greg was in his element, going around the outside, inside. There's a V8's ahead of him, and he's keeping up. And he's even launching attacks. Even heading through these corners and up the hill, he was not giving anything away. So let's ride with Greg and get a big result for the team. And so that was it. Back home to fix the car. And more lonely nights in the garage. You know what, that's our sport. We'll be back. Even though sometimes we wonder, why do we do it? Sure, we like working on our cars, and we love to race. But there's something much more than that. Because there is no point doing this without your mates. Because life is nuts, and it's really short. There are highs and there are lows, and none of us can get by without some help from our mates, from our friends, from our families, and along the way we might even do some good. Sometimes really good. But that's not even the important bit. The important thing is we get to do something that we love with our best mates. And you can't put a price on that. So tool the fuck on.